All right, fourth graders, we are ready for M3L8 again. And friends, notice we have 2 pages once again for our notes today. We will be doing more partial products, and we are on day 2. So pause as you need to complete your table of contents, and then we will get and grab our note pages. So we're going to start on our first note page, and you'll notice it's vertical today, so we have that glued up and down in our notebooks. So we are going to be practicing with those partial products, and I remember that partial means that it's just a part, and that's why I have each separate number down here that we add up together. So our first problem says 935 times 5. Now I remember that I'm going to cover these digits and I'm going to focus on one digit at a time. And this 5 down here is going to get passed out to each place value. So that means I'm going to start by doing 5 times 5. Now I'm going to come over here to the side and I'm going to write 5 times 5. And I want to make sure I use my parentheses because that shows me that this is what my each step. So I know that 5 times 5 equals 25. Remember, fourth graders, using our grid paper is helping us keep our numbers lined up. Each digit gets its own box. Now I'm ready to scoot over, so I'm going to open up my tens place, and this 5 is going to be passed to the 3. So I'm going to say 5 times, but it's not just a 3. Remember, fourth graders, that 3 is in the tens place, so that makes it 30. 5 times 30. Now I already see this extra 0, and I know I'm going to stick my extra 0 on, and then look at my basic fact of 5 times 3, and 5 times 3 is 15. So each digit gets its box. Now I'm going to uncover the last place value, and that 5 will get passed to the hundreds place, and that means that I'm doing 5 times, and you're right, it's not just 9, it is 900. 5 times 900. So I already see 2 extra zeros, so I'm going to go 1 extra 0, 2 extra zeros. And then I need to think to myself, well, 5 times 9 is my basic fact, and that equals 45. Now I am ready to add. So in my ones place, I have 5. In my tens place, I have 7. In my hundreds place, I have 6. And my thousands, I have 4, adding my comma. So now I know that 935 times 5 equals 4,675. Remember, with all these numbers floating around on our page, it is so helpful and important that you box your answer so we can see the final product. So let's try and practice on our second page. Okay. We have 1,486 times 8. All right, so we had 1,486 times 8. Now, friends, because our page is short over here, I'm going to use my lined paper of my notebook to write each step as I go. So I'm going to cover up all the digits except for the ones place, and I'm going to take 8 times 6. So I'm going to come down here and write 8 times 6. And I know that 8 times 6 is 48. All right, I'm ready to move over. Now I can do 8 times this tens place, which is the value has 8 times, and remember that's not just an 8, it is an 80 because it is in the tens place. Now I already see 1 extra 0, so I'll stick my 0. And then I can find my basic fact, 8 times 8. And I know 8 times 8 equals 64. All right, I'm ready to scoot over again. 8 is going to go to the hundreds place. 8 times 4. But yep, you're right. It's not just a 4, it's a 400. I see 2 extra zeros that I'm going to stick on. 1 extra 0, 2 extra zeros. And then I see my basic fact of 8 times 4, and I know 8 times 4 equals 32. Remember, each digit gets its own box. And then the last, I scooch and uncover that thousands place, and I do the same thing. 8 is going to be multiplied by that 1, but you are right, it's not just a 1, it's a 1,000 because of its place value. I see 3 extra zeros. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I'm so sorry. And then I see my basic fact of 8 times 1, and that equals 8. Now I'm ready to add. So in my ones place, I have 8. In my tens place, I have 8. In my hundreds place, I have 8. And then I add 3 plus 8, and I know that equals 11, so I'll write my 1, regroup my 1. And now my final answer is 11,888. All right, fourth graders, let's keep working and let's get moving on to that second page. So get your second page of notes ready for me. And we're going to keep practicing more with our thousands place value. So this problem says 2,358 times 3. So I'm going to cover these ones up so I can focus on one digit at a time. So now I will go 3 times 8. And I write my fact here that I'm going to do my steps. And I know that 3 times 8 equals 24. Remember, one digit per box. Now I'm going to uncover my next place value in my tens, and this 3 is going to be passed out here. And I know that's not just a 5, but that 5 is worth 50. So I'm going to be doing 3 times 50. Well, fourth graders, I see one extra 0. Let's get our extra 0 written down. And then I see 3 times 5 as my basic fact, and I know that's 15. All right, let's uncover again. Now I'm going to do 3 times, you guessed it, 300. 3 times 300. Well, look at those zeros, fourth graders. I have 1, 2 extra zeros, so I'm going to write those first. My basic fact is 3 times 3, which I know equals 9. All right, we've got one more place value to go. We're going to uncover, and that 3 will get passed all the way over to the 2. And you're right, it's not just a 2, it is a 2,000. 3 extra zeros means I go 1, 2, 3. My basic fact of 3 times 2 equals 6. Now I'm ready to add. So I get 4 in my ones place, 7 in my tens place. 1 plus 9 equals 10. I'll write my 0, regroup my 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. So my final answer is 7,074. All right, fourth graders, we've got one more to do. And just like last time, because we are just running out of space, we're going to write our steps over here on the side of our notebook paper when we get to that part. So here's my problem, 2,379 times 4. So get ready to cover up so I can do one digit at a time. 4 times 9. Now because it's in the ones place, I get to just do 4 times 9. And I know that 4 times 9 equals 36. Fourth graders, remember, if those basic facts are getting tricky, use your multiplication chart you have available to you. I'm going to uncover the next digit. We're going to pass the 4 to the tens place, and that equals 4 times 70. Oh, there's that extra 0. You are right. 1 extra 0. My basic fact of 4 times 7 is 28. All right, let's go again. 4 gets passed to the hundreds. So now I have 4 times 300. I see 1, 2 extra zeros. Let's write them. 1, 2 extra zeros. My basic fact is now 4 times 3, and that equals 12. Remember, one digit per box keeps us nice and organized. I'm going to uncover my last digit, and that 4 is going to come all the way to my thousands place. And that means I will have 4 times 2,000. Well, 1, 2, 3 extra zeros. You're right, fourth graders. 1, 2, 3. My basic fact is now 4 times 2. I know that equals 8. And here we are ready to add all of these partial products. In my ones place I have 6. 3 plus 8 equals 11, so I'll write a 1 and regroup a 1. 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. 1 plus 8 equals 9. I add my comma. I box my final answer to equal 9,516. Great job working on your partial products today, 4th graders. Don't forget to take a picture of your notes today.